What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today we're going to do a reaction to the topic of Tanzania officially tired of African Americans. It was a topic on the King Gonda show. Shout out to the crew over there at King Gonda, O'Shea Duke Jackson, because I got some input. On this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to roll the clip, and then I'll meet y'all back here with my input.
O'Shea Duke Jackson, Sacramento, California, African American.
Yep. So guys, watch this video with us. It's from the Financial Alexander, but the original source is Lala's Journey. I've actually met her. She came for Rachel Nalumu's networking event, I think the end of last year, December or something like that.
Where does she live at?
I think she's now in Accra. She goes between Accra, TZ, and Uganda. Yeah. But she's a lovely lady.
Okay.
So yeah, let's watch this clip from her channel and then react to it with us.
Okay.
Plan to move to Ghana. They changed their rules. I don't like how their president moves. So I decided to come over to go to Tanzania. It was just not pretty for me. I left the immigration office like literally in tears because I was just like, it's just this, I pick up on vibrations and energy, and it just like, the immigration people just felt like they don't want me here. You know, for whatever reason, whatever judgment they had of me, I don't think they want us as expats there.
All right, everybody, you guys seen the clip. Now, I got a lot I can say about this. Now, I feel the sister, right? I feel the sister, but let me add some more context to it, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the link to the actual full video so you can watch what the rest of the crew on King Gonda's channel had to say about the topic. But I'm gonna tell you about how I feel about the topic, all right? Because I can see how this lady would feel that way, right? I can see how she would be going to an administrative office and feel like the country don't want you there. And I'll tell you, from my experience in Nigeria, you can get that feeling when going to any type of administrative office. And I try to make it a point because one issue that Africa does have, as I guess it must be as a whole, is they don't have the customer service industry down locked. They don't have it's not like the customer is not always the priority in some of these places, right? So my experience, first of all, your experience coming to Nigeria, let's say you flying in Lagos. When you fly into the airport, you're dealing with the same level of people, the administration, the people who run the state and federal government and all their apparatuses, entities, right? Now, you get to Lagos and you get through the airport. Before you can even get in there good, you're being bribed. Everybody asking you for money, right? So they create an uncomfortable feeling for you as soon as you get in the country, right? Some people say, if that's the first impression, horrible impression, right? But there's a difference between the administration of the Customs and Border Patrol and the Aviation Department in Nigeria and the actual people, right? They may give you attitude, right? Because the thing is, when they see you, and there's another thing about when you go back to Africa as African, when they see you, you know, you may be somewhat special when you get to the people. Oh, you're African American, unique, you're here, we're glad to see you here. You know, brothers, kumbaya, right? All that's true outside of the administrations, right? But when you're dealing with the administrations, when you're dealing with customs and stuff like that, you're dealing with a bunch of black government workers who deal with a bunch of black folk every day from all over the black world trying to get one thing done or another, right? And you already know how it is. What happens in your neighborhoods when you go to the MVA? Huh? What happened? You don't feel welcome in your own Department of Motor Vehicles when you go there to try to get something done about your car, right? They don't make you feel welcome. And if you're an African and you're an American, you go to a Department of Motor Vehicles or any type of administration, do you think that they look at those black Africans any different? Hell no. Get your black ass in line, pull a ticket so you can get into that other line, so you can pull a ticket so you can get in that other line, so you can sit there for 5 hours while they're waiting for your number to be called. And shut the hell up, right? And dare you to pop off, right? Dare you to pop off because something's gonna go down, right? That's just how it is. Matter of fact, in Nigeria, even the Nigerians don't feel like they're welcome when they go through these administrative systems, right? They don't feel, nobody enjoys the government administrative systems within their countries. Nobody has great experiences at all. They always feel like you're annoying them and all that, because the lady was talking about she wasn't feeling the vibe. I ain't never walked into any type of administrative office and felt any vibe of kumbaya welcome here. Never in my life. When I in a kitty state, Nigeria, I had to get my visa extended, right? I went to the local visa office because I had to go meet the comptroller. I had to go through hell just to get through there. You think I got any special treatment because I'm African American? You think I ain't get no special? I had to sit my ass in the goddamn front like everybody else, right? I had to wait and meet this person and meet that person, and everybody looking at you funny, because they want to know. Not only are they looking at you funny, right? But then I'm also an American too, so they got questions and they're curious. On top of all this other stuff, it can be annoying. They can make you feel like you're not wanted, but that's not really the truth. You're still dealing with black people who at work, right? Who dealing with other black people on a daily basis. Their business is not to make you feel welcome. Customs and Border Patrol and immigration and visas, they're not there to make you feel welcome. They're there to verify your identification, to verify who you are, to see if you can be in this country legally or not. They're law enforcement. They are policy enforcers, right? They're not the welcome party, right? So it doesn't matter when you go into Africa, you go into any other building, because you black like them, they're not going to look at you like you're special. You understand? Now you may start talking, they realize you're from America, they may, be a tad bit nicer sometimes. But when you're talking about countries that's used to Americans, like by now, Tanzania is used to Americans. The wow factor is over. There's no wow factor. Now they have to deal with Americans that want to stay illegally, right? Or stay unlawfully, or using loopholes to stay in the country, right? And when you do that, and then you're not being an asset to the country, you are a burden. And if you are a burden, you are a problem, right? The same way in America, right? What do? Complain all the time. How the Mexicans coming over here and they taking our jobs, even though they take jobs we don't want to do, i.e. look at Florida. Ain't nobody trying to go out there and do no damn construction work now that all the Mexicans and Puerto Ricans done rolled out because of DeSantis, right? Anybody trying to do that work? It's proven, right? But the Mexicans and the Latinos, at least they have a value. So they actually come here and they doing shit. And America still don't want them, right? The people still don't want them, even though they do all the work we don't want to do. So imagine your black ass going to a black country, right? And you ain't contributing to nothing. You not even doing construction. You not even building anything. You ain't doing nothing but taking up space and potentially taking an opportunity from somebody else, right? So, of course, that's an issue. And right now, there's a lot of African Americans, a lot of Africans in general, who want to escape. They want to escape to Africa, right? The issue at this point in time is that Africa is not prepared for you to escape to it yet, right? Right now, you have the Diaspora and pioneers that's going there collaborating with the Continentals, and what they're doing, they're setting up the platform, they're setting up the foundation, right? And that foundation has to be set up with businesses and institutions and organizations and nonprofits that are owned by the Diaspora and Continentals as partners to facilitate those things. We African Americans and African Diaspora need to go over there with our brothers and sisters on the continent, and we need to create the jobs that our brothers and sisters here in America and various other places on the Western Hemisphere can escape to and work for, right? We need to create the jobs that we want our African Americans to work for. Like in Nigeria, I need to create a business that can hire an African American, and then I can come here and get an African American that just wants to escape the system and move to another system that they think they'll feel more comfortable in, and they wouldn't be a burden because they'll be a net plus, they'll be a net asset, right? So that's the thing. So at this point in time, while we're trying to get our shit together, Africa is not prepared for an influx of individuals who cannot contribute to the development and stabilization of the continent. They just can't. They can only, right now, the only thing that's really the only thing they really want people who's going to add to the growth, right? We're not ready to sit down and eat yet. We're still building the table, right? When it's time to sit down and eat, that's when everybody come on over, when they can come on, and then all the African Americans and continental Africans, we got all our resorts, and we got our African American consulates made for ourselves, our own private organizations that help people go back and forth. that help people get their paperwork and document, you know, go smooth with the actual government administrations and things like that. When that happens, I mean, it's happening now, but when those institutions are established, then it'll be easier for the common African who just want to roll out and they just want to go somewhere and be somewhere different, right? Because I understand everybody's not going overseas to start no big ass multi-billion dollar business. Some people just want to live and relax. I understand that, right? It's just sometimes, you know, at this moment, this ain't the time. This is time for war. We at war, right? So unless you want to go to war, unless you go in there to go to battle, economic war, then it just may not be the time for you unless you got money to just, you know, set your stuff up. But then if you have money, then you're not a liability. You're an asset because you're spending money within the community. So you have to take that in consideration as well. So you have to just remember, black folks treat black folks like kinfolk no matter where you at. That can be bad and good. So your ass go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, shit, you ain't gonna get treated special at all. That's in America. Your ass go to any type of administration in Africa, guess what? Your black ass gonna get treated like another black person. The same way your black ass will get treated in your black ass neighborhood in America. Or your black ass neighborhood in the Caribbean. It's no different. And we expect this level of treatment, you know, in the red carpet, but this shit, we ain't got time for red carpet right now. All right, we getting it out of the mud. We don't have to, we'll roll the red carpet out later. Matter of fact, we're gonna manufacture our own red carpet and roll that shit out. You understand? After we pave over this mud, right? After we put some nice bricks over this mud, then we can go ahead and roll the goddamn red carpet out for everybody else. That's just how it is, you know? So I feel this sister understand. She's going through, you know, the pains of the administrative process, what people don't like. Nobody likes it. Who likes to go down to the office to do anything? Knowing you're gonna catch an attitude with the assistant at the front desk. Knowing the supervisor's gonna come out with his attitude and y'all gonna go back and forth and blah, blah, blah. It don't matter where you go, that's just how it is, all right? And we just kind of gotta loosen up our thinking and just unwind ourselves and just accept certain things just so we can get things done. Just accept that when you go to Africa and you go through the government systems to get any document, paperwork, just know you're gonna have a horrible time that day, period. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be stressed out. You might get, they may try to scam you somehow. They might try to bribe you. It's gonna happen. Be prepared for it. Understand this is how the world works. Understand how the world works. Flow like water. Be like water. What Bruce Lee say? Be like water, right? Be like water and just flow. Whatever shape you have to take to do what you got to do, take the shape. Whatever shape you got to take to get where you got to go, take the shape. Don't complain, take the shape. Get rid of the stress. You can't control it anyway. Just do what you got to do to make it happen. All right, but just understand, it's not like these countries don't want us. But understand, you're going into an environment like that you should be familiar with, where you got black folk working all day trying to get shit done, and they're dealing with strangers. They got all their own personal issues, and they believe that they, at that moment, are the only people there, and they want special attention. That's how everybody believes when they go to these places, that they are inherently, and their issue is inherently more special than the next guy. But these people who work in these places, they do this every single day. They meet people who think that they're special and their issues are special every single day. All right, that's just what it is. All right, so that's my only input in there. It's not that Tanzania is really tired of African Americans per se. They're just tired of people coming in there and taking advantage of the system like any system would be, right? They're just tired of this nostalgia is over. At some point, there's nothing. The African American nostalgia will be over once they get used to you. It's like you just another black person. Keep that in mind. You just another black person. Get your ass in line and grab the ticket so you can get in that other line. So you can grab the ticket so you can get in that other line. Sit there for a couple hours and wait for your number to be called. That's all I got to say. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.